basically kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking with this, because on the surface you can just be like, oh, that was a cool death, you know, whatever, or oh, I hated that person kind of thing. But for me, with Game of Thrones, there's like, what makes the death good, right? Like, in my opinion, it's what did it do for the story? How much did the character mean to you? Was there like any fan service with it? Like, did they die in a cool or like satisfying way that, you know, paid their debts off pretty much, or was it kind of whack, where it didn't really feel right? So basically, obviously S tier is
so it's
the
about
ones
your
that
feelings.
Correct.
Yeah, so like,
Oh, I'm about to run through a bunch of these, to be honest.
Yeah, dude, I'm super pumped with it. But like, so obviously Game of Thrones had some of the best cinematic moments in history. Like, it was pop culture phenomenon. It was absolutely amazing, and there was, you know, moments from that show that last forever. And for the most part, a lot of the deaths are some of the most memorable moments. So with this, we're just going to rank the deaths and what they meant for the story, or what they meant personally to us, you know, how much we like the character and things like that. But
let's start.
Okay, give me 1 second. I think I'm having audio issues according to Doug.
okay, yeah, take your time.
All right, Debs.
Yeah, I don't think I hear it, Debs. I think it's on your end. You're trying to trip me up right now.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
you're good.
So starting at the top left, first row,
Okay.
I believe his face is cut off, but I believe that's Alistair Thorne from the Night's Watch, basically the guy that was giving Jon a bunch of shit all the time in the first few seasons. For me personally, I thought the death was satisfying. Like, him and, you know, a bunch of other traitors that betrayed Jon were hung. Obviously he gave Jon a lot of crap, but I didn't really care too much about his character. So for me, I would just go with acceptable.
Yeah, acceptable.
Yeah,
I like this character a lot, but you know, like, he was early Game of Thrones, so it's hard to remember him too much. But
Yeah,
I do remember him being a mentor. I do remember him being like, but are we grading the actual death itself, or
So,
like what the character meant? Because some of the
basically
deaths.
all those things together. Like,
Okay.
was that character important? Did the death like fit well in the story? Was it a good, like, satisfying death where they got what they deserved, or, you know?
I'll go with acceptable.
Okay.
But his life was better than his death. I'll have to say the way he died was kind of low tier. I think he was kind of low tier, but his life meant a lot to the story, so I appreciate that.
Right.
So yeah, his death had a big impact.
What up,
as far as, like,
I'm doing a tier thing,
you know,
so I'm not gonna be talking to
the
Chad
hero
much, just let you
finally
know.
conquered the bad guy or whatever, but him himself as part of the impact on the story didn't have pretty much not anything, in my opinion, didn't have anything to do with the Game of Thrones. He was kind of like a fluffer, you know, fluffer episodes.
Yeah,
But
I can
his
agree
death,
with that.
but his death for me was, you know, well received,
Yeah.
if you will.
He
Like
got,
an
I mean,
important-
he got what he deserved. He got hung.
Yeah.
Jon did it, you know.
Wait,
Jon
who
basically-
is this dude? Wait, I thought you were talking about the old man that was like a father to Jon.
So,
Oh,
no,
I was thinking it's
that-
this
that-
dude.
No. Yeah.
First one, right?
You're
That's the
thinking,
first
you're
guy,
thinking
right?
of you're thinking of
Yeah, the bear.
Mormont. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear.
Okay,
No,
this is the
Alistair
asshole
Thorne.
dude.
Yeah, this was the asshole
Yeah.
dude.
Oh,
to Jon.
I'm going to exceed expectations just
Really?
because he was a thorn in my side the whole time. He's the one that
Okay.
successfully killed Jon, right?
So yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
no,
was part of it.
that guy, when he died-
except for the watch.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm all the way in.
Yeah, when
okay.
he died, it was acceptable.
It was
acceptable for me.
satisfying
Like,
because he was
Okay.
annoying me for a lot.
Okay, I'll give you that. I could see where it goes exceed the expectations, but for me, like, I didn't. The only reason I put it as acceptable is because I didn't really care too much about his character.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You know?
He was consequential, but
He was a
just
bad guy, but like, you know.
He was a pre-villain. You know, you ever
Yeah.
do a pre-villain? Like,
Right.
It's not the boss, but it's the boss before the boss before the boss. So that's all.
I would say he's like right there on the edge of like exceeds expectation and acceptable, because
Yeah,
it did propel the story a little bit, because, you know, without him in the picture, Jon was able to fully take charge of the Night's Watch.
True.
So
his death, like, really didn't have an impact though. Like besides that, like his death was more of a satisfying feeling. Like, oh hell yeah, you know, that guy's finally done with.
Yeah,
you know,
I could agree with that.
So yeah, if there was a spot between acceptable and exceeds, he'll probably go in between there.
Right.
So that's why I'm putting him as acceptable for now.
Okay.
I was satisfied.
Cool. So next guy we have is Barristan Selmi. So Barristan Selmi originally in the first season was part of the Kingsguard for Robert Baratheon. Then when Joffrey became king, he, you know, kicked him out.
Okay, dude, if you don't mind me going first, I'm going to say this guy was like pretty important to the storyline, but they gave him an L death. I'm going trash fire death. His actual death. Like, you barely even remember. Didn't he get, like, killed by the masked people in the city?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, dude, this guy was super. Look, okay, according to the story, this guy was, like, literally the best knight for every person that had the throne, pretty much, like, in the recent, you know, generations. He was what, still loyal to the Targaryens at the end? This guy he should have been at the you know, the long night battle. He should have been in a lot of places. They could have incorporated him more instead of, you know, giving other characters, and then they just kill him like he's not important.
Right.
I didn't like that. That's why I call it trash fire.
Trash fire. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
so, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, so like his death, like, you know, just like, you know, Phantom said, he's supposed to be top of the top, the knight that couldn't be slain, and then all of a sudden, like, he gets taken out by dudes with like pentagrams on their foreheads.
He was 60 though, like, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the pentagrams. It was the Mask of the Harpy guys.
Oh, okay.
Old masked people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, those guys were something else. I thought it was I couldn't remember if it was the other ones, the ones that carved the thing on their forehead.
Yeah, no, that was a couple seasons later.
So for me, his death wasn't trash fire. It's more of dreadful. Like, they did him dirty. They did do him dirty in the show, but I just feel like he needed a bigger storyline.
Yeah.
So like how the guy that was all over Khaleesi.
Right. So for me, I agree with you on that. Like, once he got kicked out by by Joffrey, you didn't see him for a while, so you kind of forgot. And then when he came back, like, cool, he's an ally to Daenerys, but then he just kind of died a few episodes later. So, like,
yeah,
you know, he did do some stuff for the story, but I didn't feel like too involved with him. I thought how he went out was pretty cool. Like, he went out fighting with Grey Worm.
You know what? He seems like a character. Like, he seems like a character that might have been more important. I haven't read the books, but he might have been more important.
He's a bit more important than books.
I haven't read any of them, but, you know, like, I picked up some stuff. Like, I've heard about him or whatever, but he seems like he would have been way more important. I don't, you know, the books I haven't finished yet, so I don't know what his end game would have been. Did he die already in the book?
No. I think he's still alive. Again, like, he's not really, like, too important of a character. Like, he's cool.
He's an important character to the past. Like, if there was a prequel, right, he would have been like, oh, one of the, you know, but like, his legend, you know, but now he's more like whatever. Dude, we have a lot of these to go through. We got to run through some of these.
Yeah. So Barrick Dondarrion, you know, originally seen as a different actor, he ended up dying in the last season in the long night.
Wait, which death?
Right. Good point.
The fire sword guy, right?
Yeah, the fire sword guy.
Okay.
For me, I thought it was cool, but, like, again, didn't really feel too involved with his character.
Here's the thing.
I'm putting it as acceptable because, I mean, it is what it is, kind of thing.
Okay, here's what I want to say about this guy. This guy I was kind of hyped about, or kind of excited about, because I was like one of those people who was looking for like the prophet. What is it? Like the Lightbringer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this guy was coming back to life several times, like in a row, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's a Lightbringer, or he's, you know, he connected you to the deeper lore of Game of Thrones.
Right.
Like, you know, with like the other stuff going on with the magic side of things. And so he was interesting to see. But again, like, I don't know if this is a book problem or just a show problem. But like, it seems like he was just brought up for no reason. He ended up dying in a kind of epic way. Don't get me wrong. He died in the long night, right? Yeah,
he died in the battle against the White Walkers.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Saving
but
Arya.
I don't know if it's because like the directors or the writers didn't plan the long night well.
Right.
But it just seemed like on the show version, at least, like a lot of these characters, like the meat and potatoes to their storyline was like, you know, the first 6 seasons, and then like at the end they kind of burnt out. So for his death, it kind of just like it didn't lead to the grander story or lore that hint that I was looking for. So I'm gonna give his a poor.
Okay. You're a little more harsh than me. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey man, you're gonna see. Well, when coming up here, you're gonna be like, oh my god.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
This guy, to me, I thought he was gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
Than what he turned out to be. I mean, dude, you're getting killed, coming back, getting killed, coming back. Like, come on, bro. It's like you got to play a bigger role, and just to die, it's like, I don't know. For me. Yeah.
Do you think that's a show problem though? Like I know those guys kind of gave up on the show.
Oh yeah, they definitely
it's a dreadful like. What he should have done is like I thought he was gonna teach his powers to somebody, you know?
Right.
Like here's my powers, learn them because you know my light's dying out or whatever, you know, something sick like that, you know?
Yeah. I
but
can see that.
If he would have just blew himself up or something. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like nuked himself. That would have been cool,
just erupted in the fire. Like,
I mean, he still had a cool death. It just, you know, it's just emotional.
Yeah. So I have it as acceptable. Fando, you said poor. Yak, you said dreadful.
Yes, sir.
Poor is like mid tier, right? Like,
poor is like it's not horrible, but like
we're not doing troll, right? We're not doing troll.
Correct. We're not doing troll.
I don't see. I don't see the point.
I think we've taken it off with the cogwheel.
Yeah, I just took it off.
Shit.
Yeah, or I just like deleted the text out of it.
Okay.
So
to the bottom.
that brings us to the next character. Obviously, one of the most iconic,
the most
moments
famous
in TV history, the Red Wedding.
Bro, why are we even discussing this?
Catelyn Stark. No, so here's my thing. It's so a lot of people would put this at outstanding.
Rogue said, "No, we're doing like a little podcast
it,
thing,
but
so I won't be talking to Chad much."
Catelyn Stark. So was it a cool death? Yes, but for me, I was just like, I didn't feel as much as I felt for other characters when she died. So for me, I would put it at exceeds expectation just because it was the Red Wedding. But I can't put it at outstanding just because I despised Catelyn Stark.
Okay. No shot. No shot. The matter of fact, everybody hates her, which is why her death in the most crucial moments in Game of Thrones history. It's a lot of the reasons why people like this show. Okay? Her death probably is one of the best deaths because the reason you just explained. Everybody hated her. And she dies in the most epic moment in Game of Thrones history, the Red Wedding. Like everyone who, I'm not gonna lie, spoiler alert for my shit. Everyone who died in Red Wedding is S tier. This is how it's gonna happen.
So I think she went out in a great way. Like she went out hard. She slit, Walder Frey's other wife's throat. Like she went out hard, but like for me, I didn't like her character enough. So that's what's keeping me from putting it. It's
because I didn't like her character there when she died. But what do you think, Yacht?
For me, okay. She's the reason, in my opinion, she's the reason Jon Snow was treated like shit.
Yeah. That's why I hated her.
And Ned Stark, all he had to do was say, hey, it's my sister's kid.
Right.
Oh, okay, hey, welcome to the family. No, instead, kept his fucking mouth shut.
Right.
Sorry for cursing. And then she treated the kid like dirt. It's like, dude, it's a kid. Like, I get it. You think your husband cheated on you. Like, whatever he says, you're not going to believe him. Right. But her death was not outstanding to me.
Okay.
It was an epic scene. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a few other people that had better deaths than her. For me, she exceeds expectations.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But I did hate her.
Like I said, it was a classic scene. It's probably the most iconic scene in Game of Thrones. But yeah, I just can't put it at outstanding for now. But that brings us to our next characters.
Which both of them?
Cersei and Jaime Lannister. They died together.
Bro,
they were brought into this world together. I'm not even
gonna let you introduce this.
No,
dude. Jaime Lannister and his sister was trash.
This is trash fire.
The death,
100% trash.
100% trash. I'm not even gonna let you get it out.
Waste of it was 100%, dude.
It was
all that build up just for that.
All that foreshadowing. The way all that,
I agree. Trash fire. Redo it.
We can move on to trash fire.
Right. We don't even have to talk about it that much.
Another
one. Trash. Another one. Right there with him. Trash. Another
trash. Throw it in the dumpster.
This is like, okay, her death and the ending of her, although I will add a caveat for the moment she actually like, blew down the city. Like that was kind of like oh shit moment to me, but it didn't make any sense. The foreshadowing didn't happen, and then Jon Snow just gives her an L, like in the most obvious way possible. I couldn't. I was like, this is not Game of Thrones. Right?
Dude, I'm with you. I mean, it was. I mean, we were with her since episode 1, and that's how they did her. Like, bro, it just wasn't for me, man.
So, first of all, we're missing one character the whole season 8. Because we could just put that straight in trash fire.
Trash fire, yeah. Well, for most part, I would say up until.
So, like she definitely played a big role in the show. Her death did suck ass. It was terrible. But it's one of those that kind of needed to be done, or else she would have been like her father, just gone anarchy on everybody, because she does have the dragons. So for me, her death was a dreadful death.
Okay. Yeah.
I would give it that.
It's still trash fire because her death is like she's like the main half, one of the main halves of Game of Thrones. Like
yeah.
It just seemed weird. I don't know. It didn't seem right.
So these next few,
the next couple guys.
Yeah. So we have that's.
Is it one repeated?
So that's Doran Martell, Alaria Sand. You have Euron Greyjoy twice, and then you have Strickland. So the Martells.
Oh, because he came back to life. Is that why?
Yeah, for me, like, if there was a column for like don't care,
that'd be troll.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Like I'm putting them there.
How did she die? She died by poison kiss?
She died in a cool way. Cersei definitely got her revenge on her.
That's why
by,
I'm going to exceed expectation on her. That's the one I remember, because she died, and I felt something when she died.
Okay. Yeah, that yeah, I would put. Okay. Yeah, I could.
It's
feel
acceptable.
You on that.
I feel acceptable.
Well, her whole thing was like she got her revenge for her daughter. I mean, she killed Cersei's daughter, and then like the final season, Cersei's like, "Yo, I'm the baddest bitch here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gave her the kiss of death. That was just kind of awesome to me. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the guy's death though.
So the guy,
died a couple times.
He was killed by the Sand Snakes, like her daughters and stuff like that. It wasn't anything special. He wasn't a big part of the story.
I'm going trash fire for Euron.
Yeah. Euron. Yeah, Euron.
Oh, Euron.
I would say like trash fire, but like I didn't care enough about his character, so for me it's again like a who cares.
You know what? I'm putting one of his
dog shit, but yeah.
I'm putting one of his characters on troll, because this man would not shut the fuck.
His first death was trash fire. His second death was well received. So dreadful.
The next guy was part of the Golden Company. That again, trash fire. Who cares? He was in the second to last episode for all of 20 seconds.
Yeah,
he's a kid, right? He wasn't
a kid. He was
someone's son or some shit like that, right?
No, so the Golden Company were the swords that Cersei hired in the last season, and they were like standing out front of King's Landing ready to fight Jon and all them, and that's when Daenerys blew up the wall, and like this dude fell off his horse and was like hobbling, and then Grey Worm killed him. So he was literally on screen for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Trash. All right, let's talk about the Pope. Let's go.
For me, again, it's like a who cares, don't care for him.
I think because of what the character meant, I have to put him up higher. But I'm sorry, I cut you off there. Go ahead.
No, for me, it was just like I understood the whole storyline with him and what was going on and how it impacted, King's Landing and the multiple families, but like I didn't care about his character at all. I had no feeling when I saw him die. Other ones that died in that scene, yeah, but him, could give two shits.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a poor death for me. His character did play a big role. Like it definitely was a twist. Like whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But his death was like
It was acceptable. So like, how did he die again?
Yeah.
So Cersei blew up
everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like I want to see him die individually, not as a group. I want to like, somebody take the revenge on him. Like, oh no, you did this to whatever, and then
Yeah.
That'd have been cool. But,
So the next one, Hodor.
oh,
Good old Hodor, lovable giant.
saddest death.
oh,
It was sad. It's S tier for me.
S tier.
It was,
No
how they tied it in with the past.
Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold the door. I was like, this whole
man of only
time.
one word.
You're like, hold the door, hold the door.
And then he held up the door for them. And
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, as he was dying, like getting ripped up by the white. Oh, dude, that.
yeah, that kind of messed me up, bro. That kind of messed me up.
S tier, first one. Let's
Yeah,
go.
he's probably one of the best deaths in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Moving
the chair.
on. That's trash fire to me. Drogon just melting it in the last season. Like,
I'm doing poor because it was still anytime somebody gets burned alive by a dragon or burned by a dragon.
it is pretty cool. Yeah, I'll give you that. I was just bitter at that point, so I was just like, ugh.
What do I mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're talking about the chair, right?
Yeah, the Iron Throne. Yeah.
Okay.
The actual
Just
chair.
making sure. Like, I'm just making sure. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Did I miss an episode or?
No, it's trash fire. Like, I could have cared less.
Yeah.
I'm just
Could have
giving
fell in the water and drowned. Like, sunk to the bottom.
I'm giving
Next
it 4 just
one.
because it's just a dragon. The way the dragon burned it, I like it.
Next one, we have Janice Slint. He was part of the people, the traitors that Jon hanged with Alistair Thorne and the little boy Ollie. So I would put it at acceptable. Like, he did Jon wrong.
Oh, I was satisfied. So you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would just put it as acceptable for him because.
Do we need to say much more? He was an asshole.
Yeah.
We didn't like him. When he died.
He got.
I'm putting him as poor.
Poor.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the dude I was talking.
Then we have the old bear.
Oh yeah.
We got
The original Night Watcher guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That, I would say, that exceeds expectations for me because I didn't see it coming at all.
Okay.
Like, he just got, shanked by people from the Night's Watch when we didn't really know at that point how corrupt, like, the Night's Watch really was. Up until that point, we thought they were like a solid band of people. Like, yeah, they had their grievances and stuff like that, but we thought they were still like loyal to each other, and that was like the turning point of the Night's Watch. After that, it was just pure chaos with, who was running it. You had these little different groups with Jon, and then you had Alistair Thorne. So for me, it would exceed expectations. It's not outstanding for me because we didn't spend enough time with it.
Okay, for me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no. I was just gonna say, he was like the second father of Jon, and he was teaching Jon like you knew Jon was gonna be the main character,
right?
And so you knew this guy had a big role. He's like, oh snap, he's a father figure. And for me, when he died, I was like, what? Like, yeah, it was crazy. He got betrayed by his own people. Like, you thought like they were already outcasts, and now they're gonna outcast themselves even more by doing that stuff. So for me, it exceeds expectation. It wasn't, top tier death, but no, it was like, dude, whoa.
For me, I'm gonna put him as exceeding expectations. Like his life meant more than his death to me. But like when he got did dirty, I guess what do you want from a scene, right? You can acknowledge the scene is good even though it makes you feel bad, right? And the fact that he just died like nothing, even though he meant so much to the main character, like he just got stabbed. Oh my god, right? That's how it happened. He just got shanked by that dude.
Yeah,
like
just shanked him.
Like it was some sort of prison scene. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching Oz. He's like the scene itself made me mad.
Right.
But it's what Game of Thrones does really well, at least especially early Game of Thrones. It's like, hey, you don't get used to him, and it all fit within the grander story. So I'm gonna put exceeding expectations, but it did make me feel bad. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, not my boy.
You see the next one, Joffrey Baratheon.
Okay.
I think we can all,
right away.
Yeah, 100%. Like, everyone hated this guy, and see him die the way he did, it was just like,
it was awesome.
It was great. I loved it.
It
was perfect.
You knew it was coming, but you didn't know how or when it was gonna happen.
Yep.
And then when you saw it come slowly like that, we're like, at his most arrogant,
right.
I was like, oh, thank you, karma at its finest. Let's go.
Right. Yeah,
I stood up and clapped.
So
I didn't care.
if I remember correctly, what was cool about that was the books set it up a little differently. With the books, everyone expected him to die in season 3, like the episode after the Red Wedding. And then it didn't happen. And then first episode, season 4, he dies, and it like caught everyone off guard because the books kind of went about that a different way. Just with how the first few seasons followed the books, everyone expected it in season 3, and then it didn't happen. So it's like, oh, are they keeping this guy around? And then it was like season premiere, bam, kill Joffrey.
Okay, so for me,
yeah.
all right, yes, it was satisfying for Joffrey to die. Okay, yeah, obviously,
right.
he was the biggest, until we meet Reek, not Reek, but whatever the
Ramsay,
other guy is.
Ramsay.
Until we meet Ramsay, this guy's the most hated guy in the show, right? But okay, to me, it's actually in the poor category, not because it's not satisfying that this guy that he died, but it's like the way he died.
Okay.
Was poisoning, and I'm like, that wasn't the most satisfying. Like,
okay,
think about what this guy
painful,
did.
Though it's slow and painful.
It's not. It wasn't that slow. It wasn't that slow.
You ever been poisoned? I've been poisoned like 5 times, bro. It's slow and painful.
Food poisoning,
right after being an asshole to Tyrion, like in front of everyone, making him pour him wine and then dumping it on him, like. I could see where you wanted a little bit more.
No, I wanted his head bashing.
Yeah,
I wanted someone to be like, the Lannister said,
we hated this guy.
or whatever. I wanted like somebody to do this man, or like I wanted the direwolf to eat him apart or something. Like, you know what I mean? Just, okay, you know how Ramsay guy did?
You wanted a gory death. Gory death.
Dude, he was such a dick, bro. He should have had it coming. And so, like, I was like, you're right, though. The thing that appeals about that scene is because, like, you never really, like, you don't know, he's going to die, but you don't know how it's coming. And that scene, I really didn't see it coming. And I was like, oh, shit, they actually did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, it's getting those higher, but it's like, to me, it wasn't a particularly satisfying death because I was like, there are better people in this show, good people who have died worse.
Right.
Than this piece of shit. And you would think the way the Game of Thrones work is, what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? So,
right.
All right. But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Moving on to the next guy. This was Jogen Reed, helped Bran and everything. For me, it's just kind of like, whatever. Didn't really care about his character. I understand what he did for Bran, but like, whatever.
Wait, is he the one with the visions all the time?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm moving to
and he's okay. Yeah, I mean, he was important for he helped Bran understand a lot and led him to the Three-Eyed Raven, so that was important. But for me, like, I don't know. I felt like he was just filler, kind of, to propel the plot. Jon Snow, you know nothing.
He knows everything.
I mean, who saw that coming? With them just the way, Ollie runs into the building, tells him that they saw his Uncle Benjen. He runs out there. There's a sign that says traitor, and they just stab him and say, for the watch. I mean, how? And it was the end of the season. They left you hanging with that. Like, what? I mean, dude, that's easily outstanding S tier death in Game of Thrones. Easily.
For me, bro. Like,
here we go. I knew it.
Hey, no. It's
shit.
honestly the best individual death in Game of Thrones. Like, the Red Wedding, which is shocking. Yeah. But here's what kind of ruined it for me. Like, I actually got mad at it, right?
Everyone did, dude. Yeah.
I got mad at it, so I hated it. Like, I didn't know at the time that he was gonna come back. And so I didn't find that out until like the season break or whatever. Like that was the last episode, like you said. So, but it pissed me off so much that I'm still like, don't you dare threaten Jon Snow again.
Every time you watch
you
just yelling, don't you do it.
Look, I'm gonna put it at outstanding, Esther. But you bring him back. I just want to know, you bring him back for no reason at all. Like the story if he's not gonna take the throne, if he's not gonna change Westeros into the democracy, all that. What was the resurrection? Like the magic
just
side
to
of
kill
things.
Daenerys.
Yeah, that magic side of things didn't make sense in Game of Thrones, and I don't know if it was to kill Daenerys. Like what was?
Right. Yeah.
They don't make that clear. So.
If they would have spent more time with it, perhaps the
show should have been 10 seasons. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
10 seasons, 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Period. But
so,
do you have any thoughts on that?
So his death definitely was. It threw everybody back. Like it was like, oh my, that was the main character.
Yeah.
But you just killed off the main character. First you had Ned Stark. You thought he was going to be great, and then there he goes. Yeah. And then this guy, you kill him off. It's like, what now? That's it. GG's.
Yeah.
Game over.
I almost lost interest in the show after that.
Yeah. For me, it was an outstanding death.
Gotcha.
Now, what happened after that? I agree with Phantom. Like, it was pointless. Like, if you're not, I thought he was going to be the next Iron King. People were going to find out, like, oh, he's the true bloodline, and he was going to take it. But then they threw a left ball and just gave it to the other kid. Like, really? Yeah. So yeah, his death was definitely outstanding. Yeah, but his resurrection was garbage.
So that leads us to Jorah Mormont, the biggest simp in Game of Thrones.
Okay. He is a simp, all right, but he's one of the most likable characters to me. All right,
he was.
And he's loyal.
He was.
Listen, his loyalty and his love was actually commendable to me. All right, and I know, like, in the later seasons, they started meandering with him. Like, they kind of didn't know what to do with him, so they killed him off in a long night. Like, you could have switched a couple of characters out and had him die earlier and have them be in the long night. But
and I think
exceeded expectations.
Yeah, for me, we could probably have a whole discussion just on the long night and what they could have changed and things like that. But for me, like I said, he was the biggest simp in the world for Daenerys. He obviously loved her. He was super loyal, even after she found out he meant to betray her. Like, he still fought his way back, came back, and did his thing. What other way did we expect him to go out other than, defending Daenerys, which he did? So, like, it's acceptable. I thought the scene itself could have been, played out a little bit better. I thought it was slightly corny. Mainly because of what Daenerys did. Like, we didn't see Daenerys pick up a sword at all.
The truth about that is the long night should have been multiple episodes. So
correct.
Stuff like that happens when you only get you build up a whole series towards one moment, and it's like an episode of darkness. But anyway,
But I'll accept his death and how he died and how important he was to the story and everything. Like, it was good. Could have been better. Yeah, could have been a lot worse. So it's right there in the middle for me.
Yeah.
So, seeing him and how he could have died a couple other times kind of just built it up, You didn't know when it was going to happen. You felt that it was going to happen. Who knows? It may have not even happened. But defending the one that he loved, that was admirable.
And it was sad when it happened.
It was.
It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, that's why I played that too.
Khal Drogo. For me, I thought it was poor. Just because, you got I understand the witchcraft, the magic aspect and everything, but like, this badass, we didn't really get to see how badass he was going to be. And, got killed super early, died by poison. 2 episodes, I'm pretty sure, were just him just being there. Like, he didn't even do anything because he couldn't talk or nothing. So I wanted so much more out of his character and just, didn't get it.
Yeah, for me, it's trash fired only because he died by poisoning again. It's not as you can see.
I see a trend
you don't kill characters this important. Like, he's on more of the characters I like side of things, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so Joffrey is like these characters that make you feel extreme emotions, right? Or they actually make you invested in the story. Because you either want to see them succeed, or you want to see where their story's going, or you want to see them die, or you want to see them, get their reckoning. Yeah. Like, if you kill them off in like such a soft way, not like,
right?
You know what I mean? Especially this character, he died. He died like did he get stabbed off screen or something? Like, I don't even remember it. That's why the death was unmomentous.
Yeah.
So
he's fighting the other Dothraki who had cut him on the chest.
Yeah.
And the wound had become infected.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
okay.
yeah, so and then the witch just kind of muddled from there.
Yeah. Well, Yak, what do you think?
Dreadful death. Not trash fire, not poor. It was like, dude, you got fucking this guy.
You know what? I'm gonna go to dreadful too.
Okay.
Because he you could tell he's a badass, and you want to see him fight in a war. You never get that.
I know, dude.
Yeah, I would love to see him in a long night. Like,
you fucking imagine?
Yeah, it would be sick.
Oh, dude.
Would have been sick.
We have
it was terrible.
Mr. Lance.
Dude.
Yeah, Lancel Lannister didn't care, didn't like his character, whatever.
This dude.
And then
Littlefinger.
Mr. Littlefinger, that is for me outstanding.
Monster, thanks for the
He
alert,
got
my boy.
outplayed by Sansa in the game that he played the most, which was, swindling, lying, creating all these false stories, all that stuff, and literally Sansa outplayed him, and Arya just yeet right across the throat with the dagger that propelled the whole story from season 1. Outstanding death for me. But I will say, even though we hated his character, the character himself, he played the hell out of that part.
Oh,
his character was phenomenal.
Yeah, to me, his ending suffered from not anything the actor or the character did wrong, but they had that he was in the season before the last season, and he had nothing to do in the last season other than mess around with Arya and them. And it seems like the way the character started versus the way the character ended, right? It looked like, again, he's one that was building stuff, but they didn't plan out the last 2 seasons. So really, to me, every time even when on my rewatch when I saw him, I'm like, dude, this guy's not they're not giving him anything to do but to maybe fight around with Arya and Sansa, but he was someone who was more injecting himself into the story or the main plot. And the last season he didn't have much to do, so he died. But it was kind of just a poor death for me. It was mid.
Okay.
We're talking about his death.
Cool. So his death was, like you said, outplayed, outgamed. You got the trickster got tricked.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't even see it coming, or even get a hint of it, for me it exceeds expectations. Not top tier. Okay. But it was really, really good.
I can respect it, yeah. Then we have the Tyrells. We got Marjorie and Loras.
Marjorie's so fine.
She was, but I thought the scene was really cool. How they built it up. I mean, the whole first 10 minutes of that episode, there was no dialogue. It was just the
it's a beautiful
music. Yeah, and the visuals were great.
How did I again?
Cersei blew up the Citadel.
Oh, the group death.
Yeah, and I mean, she tried to warn everybody. Nobody listened. They got blown up. But I wasn't too big of a fan of her character, so I'll put it as I'll do exceeded expectations because it was surprising. Cersei flexed so hard on them in that moment. Yeah, I would go with exceeds expectations because that was crazy.
I put her at acceptable.
Okay.
Again, this is a character that's okay, and that's the cool thing about Game of Thrones. But at the same time, it tricks you in this way where it's okay, she played the game very well, until her death, right? She makes one mistake, she realizes too late, which is a good scene, by the way. When she realizes what Cersei, she's like, oh shit, she has all of us in one place. She realizes what she's doing, and then it blows up. Which is the death itself is good because she makes that scene, but it's a character that I was you're a little too good for me to accept the fact that you just die like this. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But again, you can be flawless at the game of life until someone kills you, right? Yeah. Right. So I get it. So that's why I put it as acceptable. But I did want more from her.
Yeah.
All right. For me, group deaths, I hate them. If you're gonna do a big explosion death, you get rid of the fluffer characters, the ones that just you've put in an episode here and there.
Okay.
You don't do that to people who start becoming main characters. She started becoming a main character.
Yeah.
And I expected her. Oh, she's gonna convince the little guy to go against his mom's will and stuff. And
yeah.
So her death was poor death.
Gotcha.
I hate. You just don't do that to characters.
Yeah. You don't do that to important characters. So moving on to
the hardest chick in the show.
Outstanding. I don't even need to discuss this. Right
Really?
away. Outstanding. She fought a giant. It was the only good thing in that season.
I thought it was super corny.
She got stepped on, right?
This is like dreadful.
Look, the whole season was an L, right? So
yeah.
If you're gonna give me an L season and then you're gonna give me a likable character like this fight,
I don't know,
it just went kind of ridiculous
so
that she had to fight the giant. But okay, all right.
I would have preferred if she would have killed the giant and then it fell on her or something like that. She got trapped or something.
She killed it, right?
But
yeah, she killed it.
She stabbed her in the eye.
He hit her, like broke all of her bones and shit like that, and then she ran up to him. He grabbed her. She stabbed him in the eye.
Yeah.
But
so he's blind then.
No, he died. I don't know why that killed him.
She killed him with it was the dragon glass. So.
Oh, it was the dragon glass. Nice.
Yeah.
So she.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exceeds expectations for me. I mean,
okay,
just because her character,
you guys are much higher on that than I am. I hated it.
I put her back down.
She had bigger balls than most of the guys in the show, and like. I mean, what was she like? 10?
Yeah, she was
10
pretty young. Yeah.
Even her own people were like kind of afraid of her. Like, dude, chill, girl.
She was a likable character. I'm not denying that.
You know what? I'm gonna put acceptable only because I felt her death was like corny-ish.
It was corny, but in that schlocky movie kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like schlocky movies.
Cool. Yeah, I could give it. Yeah. Liza Aaron is the next one. Got pushed through the moon door.
This is one of my favorite deaths in the whole show.
Her death was awesome.
It was so funny, mostly because it was funny, bro. The way Peter this is Peter Dinklage,
yeah.
not Peter Dinklage,
Peter Baelish.
Peter Baelish,
right?
Peter Baelish. The way he looked at her. You guys insert the scene here in editing. Yeah. But the way he looks at her and he just like outlines her, he's just like he's obviously about to push you.
I've only ever loved one woman, your sister.
And she's like, "Oh, it's me, right?" Like, he's about to murder you.
Right. For me, I'll put. I thought it was cool for Baelish's character. For her, didn't really care about her. And looking back, the animation of like, I know this is like nitpicking, but the animation of her falling out of the moon door is very bad.
Animation, it was good. It was great because it was bad. It was the best. It did not
age well. It was good back then. But
I'm telling you right now,
it's like ooh.
It's the absolute funniest moment in Game of Thrones if you look at it, bro. It's the absolute funniest moment in Game because the way Peter like sets it up. And I'm like, she still don't see this coming, does she? And he just throws her off. It was too funny. Yeah, what do you think, man?
Okay, first of all, ew. Second, like, you have this hole that you specifically designed to throw people off. You don't put your back to it.
Right, yeah.
But you look lovingly into your lover's eyes.
Peter Baelish.
I don't care. If I had that, I wouldn't stand next to my wife with it. No.
Yeah, true.
Because, if I don't tell her hair is nice, she'll be like, that hole looks pretty nice, don't it?
Right.
Like, no. So her death for me was poor.
Okay.
Glad she died. It was awesome to finally see the moon hole being used, but it's like it was kind of stupid. Also, her death, like it could have been avoided.
Yeah, true.
Gotcha.
You know what would have been more better death if like her and Baelish got in a fight or whatever, and like he just lost it, grabbed her by the hair, dragged her, and fucking just threw her off.
Or I think a better death would have been if because she was madly and she's crazy too, right? She's super crazy, and so I think it would have been a better death if like he told her the truth right then and there, and then she just kills herself like in a crazy
that would have been nuts.
Or she tries to take him with her, and like that something like that would have been fitting in character. But
Right.
But hey, do you guys want to try to wrap this up at 15 and run through some of these?
Yeah. So,
this guy.
I'll just name some of the characters that are like trash fire for me.
Do a couple at a time.
This guy. So that was
I don't remember him.
He was the Tyrell. He was the Tyrell's dad. Forget him. Aegon Targaryen.
It was sad. He had a couple of good scenes before he died, so I'm gonna go accept it.
I'm gonna go poor for him.
He died of old age. It was probably the most peaceful death. And he was calling out his brother's name as he died. I thought that was pretty cool.
The context makes it good.
What was that?
So we'll skip through a couple. We're just gonna pick out the ones that are like, who gives a shit.
Fire Witch, Dreadful. Yeah. Because what the fuck? What was the point of her? I don't understand the whole point of her. Like again, the magic was ruined in the show.
I loved hers.
Loved her?
She took the necklace off and just died.
Oh
after the long night, after everything she did, I liked it. I thought it exceeds expectations. Too slick.
Thank you for those. Bro, I'm sorry, I'm doing a little podcast thing, but I do appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much.
When she took off her necklace and everybody was panning up and everybody was to see her naked body again. That. What do you get? Like a dried up raisin.
Oh, of course, it's about the nudity.
Somebody clip that, man. If you're watching the stream,
here's my thing. Okay,
clip that.
She's in and out of the whole show. Right? Seriously, she has some really good moments. But it's mostly the showrunner's fault. It's like, what was again? It's because the Lord of Light stuff. They just kind of like never satisfyingly ended. Right. So with her, like I felt the same way. I was like, wait, that's why you left? I thought you were gonna get more witches on your side, so you can have a fire witch war with these.
Oh, dude, that would have been nuts.
You know what I mean? Something like that. It would have been crazy. But it's just like
her and the fire sword guy. Her and the fire sword guy. There you go,
bro. Thank you so much, Way Too Slick.
Moving on to Missandei. For me, I thought it was an outstanding death.
Me too.
Like, I loved her character. She's absolutely stunning. She, cutting her head off in front of Grey Worm Daenerys. I thought it was awesome.
It was almost justified for her to blow up the city after that, because and the scene itself had.
It was It was the straw that broke the camel's back.
The scene itself had a lot of tension too, so it was very well made scene.
And the mountain just yeeted her head off like that. That's one of the few times that we got to see the mountain do anything. So.
Hers was exceeded expectation. It wasn't an outstanding death.
Okay.
But it did have a lot of purpose to it, and it was like. It was a total flex move. I was like,
Cersei knew how to flex, man. Cersei knew.
I feel like that was kind of like, what was your plan? Looking back at it, like,
right.
I'm gonna just piss this. She was literally just like, I have a disagreement with the most powerful person on the planet. I'm just gonna piss her off to the ends of the earth. I thought she had this plan, like she's gonna blow her up too. She's gonna lure her in. She's gonna blow up the army. She kind of took out 2 dragons, so that's cool. But I mean, other than that, it's like. Yeah, she has a nuke. Why are you messing with a giant? You should have found some diplomacy, but she was going crazy too. But anyway, let's move.
So the Cleganes, that's S tier for me. Everyone wanted to see the Clegane Bowl. We got it.
Which one's the Clegane?
Sandor.
Oh, there.
The mountain. Yeah.
Wait. Am I looking at the same one? Is that the chick like with her arm across her chest?
No, there's one right before that of the 2 dudes.
Oh, okay. The mountain and the
hound. Yeah.
Okay.
S tier for me. Everyone wanted the Clegane Bowl. You got it. You even saw the mountain, do what he did to Prince Oberyn and start digging his fingers into the hound. And you thought this was it for him.
Don't you feel like it was a little fan servicey though? Like the way it came off was just like these characters only survive so we can give you this at the end.
Yeah, but I think they needed to do that because like we had to see that. They could have done it a different way, but we had to see Clegane Bowl.
All right, I put them at acceptable. What do you think, Jack?
Exceeds expectations. Like you said, kept them just for the fans. What I wanted to see was them use each other's weaknesses against them. Like, maybe the mountain, like fire or whatever,
Right.
One more thing on this. Okay, another problem I have with the way these people are dying, or like the reasons why they're dying. Like, Clegane or the Hound was another one of these Lord of Light potential people, and I'm like, they just kept. It's like I'm getting mad because it's like you keep promising me something that you're never gonna give me, and it's like I don't know.
Right. So. Yeah. The next two, you have Miri Mazdir. That's the witch that poisoned Khal Drogo, and then you have I can't.
The witch is trash
I don't
fire.
remember.
It's the Lannister Marcella.
The daughter, right? The daughter.
Marcella.
Oh, she had a cool death, so I'm going with acceptable. She got
Yeah.
For
I'm going
me,
with poor.
I didn't care about either of them, so I just put trash fire.
Yeah, what you got against women, bro?
No,
Hey, kisses of
dude.
death is always a good death, so acceptable.
Yeah. Which leads us to Ned Stark. That's S tier. It's got to be. I think. Yeah, we have to agree on that. I mean, S tier.
Bro,
100%.
Okay,
Dreadful.
Well,
It's
no, I'm saying in
dreadful.
terms of what it did for the story.
Oh no,
the
dude,
emotion behind it, like,
you don't
it's
want
an
him to
S tier
die.
death.
You don't want him to
Yeah,
die. But
you
the
don't
thing
want him to
is,
die, but
when Ned
like,
Stark dies, this is when you know this show is different.
Yeah.
That's when you know the show is different
Yeah.
because when at the end of season 1, when you see him, you're like, there's no way they're killing the main character, right? It's like, yeah, this ain't your daddy's show. This is a different kind of show.
Yeah.
All right, no one's promised life forever
Yeah.
and whatever. So Ned Stark's death is awesome.
Game of Thrones introduced itself to the world when they just cut his head off.
Yeah.
Plain and
Alright,
simple.
I'll change to acceptable. I'll put it acceptable.
Oh, acceptable.
But he's not going higher than that for me. He is not going higher than that for me. I think the bigger death was for me is later on
Okay.
than Ned Stark.
Okay. So we got the Night King, obviously the
Trash
last
fire
season.
immediately. I don't even want to
Trash
discuss it. Why is
So-
Arya killing this dude?
So I will. My
No.
only argument is,
Trash.
in that moment when you first watched that episode, no matter how you felt about the season or where they were going with the show, when Arya came out of nowhere and then did her thing, you thought it was cool.
You're right, I'm moving into
You
dreadful.
thought it was, yeah.
I'm moving to
For me,
dreadful.
I'll put.
It's dreadful.
It's like right on the borderline of like acceptable and poor for me.
No shot. Here's the why. He was a meaningless character event, essentially. Like
Okay.
the White Walkers just represented death, basically. And I thought like they were gonna give you something about this particular White Walker. He was gonna. I mean, they foreshadowed him and Jon Snow clashing swords for the longest, and it never happens. And then like the person that takes him out is Arya, and it's just like. You did that just because you wanted you did that because you wanted a twist. Yeah, she didn't deserve to kill, even though they barely hint at her. Apparently she's super powerful. The season before she uses her powers once, and then I don't know. She doesn't even use her powers here. She just kind of like shows up and runs at them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't get it.
So that leads to Prince.
Oh wait,
Oberyn.
yeah. Did you want to say anything about?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything about Night King?
That sucked. Just moving on. It's that sucked.
Prince Oberyn Martell. For me, I thought it was that S tier death.
S
I mean,
tier.
got his skull just crushed. Like after you
didn't
thought he was
see
gonna
it
win.
coming? I
Yeah,
didn't see
it was cool.
it coming,
It was
bro.
badass.
I thought he was gonna win.
I thought he was gonna
thought he was
He
gonna win.
he was fucking the mountain up.
Dude, he was.
What do you do?
Talking
He slipped,
shit.
right?
No,
No,
he
no, he was talking shit.
talking shit, and then
Yep.
the mountain tripped him up, and then like got on top of him, just
Knocked his teeth out. Just grabbed it.
the way the old lady, the other lady, his wife, like screamed
Oh, dude, yeah.
as his head blew up. That shit.
That you had the scream, and then you had Tyrion just like, oh fuck, and you had Tywin just smirking,
Yeah.
and it was like it was perfect Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, it was a great death.
Yeah.
Great death.
Lady Martell, I'll put acceptable. I thought
Me too.
she was a badass character, but like you didn't see the death. And Fando, like I can agree with what you've said previously with Poison. Like I thought
Okay,
she went
here's
out
one.
hard,
Here's one
but-
thing. Her death, though, I'm actually putting up higher than some of the other ones, just
Yeah.
because.
She's
Yeah, it was
badass.
poison, but at the end of the day, like, do you really want to just see an old lady just, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And the other part was the scene. I'm gonna rely on the scene itself for this one. The scene is she's giving her last words to this guy, but she's coming
Yep.
off as a badass.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's like, "Hey, bro, you might have got me, but I got you too." You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of one of those things. Like,
Tell Cersei, I want her to know it's me.
I wanted to know it's me. I did that shit. You know what I
Perfect. Chef's kiss to her story.
mean? What about you, yeah?
So, yeah, I liked her, and I also liked the fact that she was molding her. I want to say her daughter. Was that her daughter?
Yeah,
I
Marjorie.
can't remember.
It might have been a
So
grandmother.
she was.
Yeah, it was her grandmother.
So the way she was molding her, it was awesome. You didn't get to see her death. I would love to see it. That's why she's going to pour, or else would have been acceptable.
Okay.
You got to see it. I'm not gonna imagine it. I want to see it.
You want to see it? Yeah.
I want to see it. Only because we didn't see it.
So now we have Ollie, who again was part of the Night's Watch that betrayed John. For me, acceptable, just like the other.
Oh, it was exceeded expectations because he got held.
Really? Yeah. His little ass.
Yeah, his was above the other guys only because I hated him more. I felt like he was John's right hand little guy, you know.
Yeah.
Like I had to
you don't expect
bro.
a kid to do those things, and
it's like it's like
piece of shit.
Okay, they killed your parents, but they're helping us to defeat a bigger evil. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, dude.
You just didn't get that. So when he died, I was like, thank you. And I'm glad they showed it.
Let's run through some of these guys. Like, we don't need to talk
we got it. Yeah, so for me, the next one, I didn't really care.
Yeah, likable character, though.
Yeah, likable character.
The old guy.
Grandmaster Pycelle. I thought exceeds expectations for me, honestly. I mean, he got shit out of them kids. Like, I thought it was pretty cool.
It was poor. And then when he took off all his robes and his chains or whatever, it was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hated the character.
What about the next old dude? What was he from? How did he die?
So he was Cersei's Meister.
Yeah, he was the resurrection.
But he
another hint at magic, right?
Yeah.
That never goes anywhere. It's very frustrating. Like, why does he know how to bring people back to life? Why?
Yeah. For me,
I
didn't care about his character, to be honest. Like,
I didn't remember how he died, so I'm going trash.
The mountain ended up killing him in the second to last episode, right before the game bowl. He's like running down and he's like, protect your queen, and Mountain just like bashes his head up against the wall.
Oh yeah, he didn't even give a fuck. Actually, I'm going acceptable. He just ranked up 3 slots in one shot.
Right, just
next dude is
outstanding.
Everybody
wanted him to die.
Sansa.
Like it's like they messed up with the other one. Prince, what's his name?
Yeah.
Joffrey. They messed up with Joffrey, and then they give me exactly what I wanted with this. But this dude was an asshole to the end.
Oh my god.
An asshole to the end. He's like, till I die, bitch. When he killed John's brother. Oh my god.
Oh, dude. So, I think we all agree that's S tier.
Should have zigged when he zagged.
Satisfying. Just completely.
Renly Baratheon, for me, like, acceptable. I thought he was a cool character. You saw the Game of Thrones, like,
example of magic going wrong. What is the shadow thing? I don't understand. Why are you setting up all this magic and you barely use it at the end? Like, I don't know. Dreadful.
Yeah. I think this is Viserion, the dragon that the Night King killed.
That
one was cool.
For me, exceeds expectations.
I didn't see that coming.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna knock out both dragons now.
Yeah,
exceeds expectations for this one. The other one, trash.
Yup. 100%.
How do you let that
complete bullshit?
It's like the next episode, they're showing the same stingers just getting broken off by this dude. It's like
and it was like cool, surprising. Like, I didn't expect it, but like how it happened, it was bullshit. 100%.
I don't remember this guy.
The old man.
That's Rickard Karstark. That's the guy that Robb Stark beheads.
That was acceptable.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. I mean,
is this the Arrow kid?
Dude, this is trash.
You didn't like the Arrow? The scene was lit, and then the Battle of Bastards happened.
We didn't see him for 4 seasons.
But we're talking about their dead.
I don't do.
Okay, the scene. Okay, let me.
Should have zigged when you zagged.
The scene itself, though, the tension. Watch it again.
The tension was there. The tension was there.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it as exceeds expectations, just because he should have zagged though. You're right.
Yeah, he should have zagged.
You don't run in a straight line. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing, bro? No shot.
No, it's trash fire for me.
Oh, next dude.
Next one, S tier.
Everybody in the Red Wedding.
I don't even think we have to discuss Robb Stark. I mean, that
wasn't S tier for me. It was not S tier.
Oh, you didn't like the Red Wedding?
No, Red Wedding was good. It's just his death wasn't S tier. Like, it was
the
crazy.
Most important death of the Red Wedding, bro. to me.
how he went out, like,
Yeah,
oh, dude, that was great.
Oh, his wife went out worse. That
His
was
wife
nuts.
did- oh, dude, that shit fucked me up, bro. I saw his wife
That was
get
fucking
stabbed.
nuts.
I was like, oh, that shit, it literally messed me up. I was like, oh.
Funny story before we keep running through these. My first watch through, like, I wasn't really paying attention when they introduced her. So, like, I saw the Red Wedding, I was like, holy shit. But then when I rewatched, I realized she was pregnant. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it made it so much better. Propelled the story, yeah. I agree with that.
And he had a cool
could've-
death scene, I think, like right before he died.
Yeah.
Because then Ned Stark would have told him.
Ramsay's dad.
I don't remember how he died. Ramsay killed him, right?
Yeah, Roose Bolton. I thought it was acceptable. Like, didn't really care.
He choked out?
Yeah.
No, that was great. That was a great death. Acceptable.
Yeah, see, it's only because she did him dirty. It's like
She
why-
did. Care too much. I thought it was devastating. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was his daughter, and he burned her at the stake, and you just hear her scream. It's off what she's gonna do, and he just says, "Go on, do your duty."
He said, "Go
That's
on."
like,
Fuck, it's a matter of fact.
Dude, I love. Yeah, Night King.
I'm going.
It's S tier for me. Just
Nah.
his redemption. I thought he played like the guy who played him did a great job showing
right?
emotion.
The way he was like running with that.
That was pretty bad.
when they send the box
exceeds
to his sister.
expectations. Just from how he ran with that damn spear, I'll chop it down. Didn't give a shit about.
Poor.
Tommen.
This is one of the best deaths of the show.
His fucking death was stupid.
It was. That's why
It's
it
S
sucked.
tier.
Dude, you
It's
have to
S
understand.
tier.
Like for me, like it's just like it was so matter of fact the way he just left out the window that I watched that scene over and over. I was like, God damn.
It was like a whoop.
I literally the first time I saw it, I was like, he didn't do that, right? I literally went back, rewinded it, and then he just like he casually like walks up to it like
Right.
and I'm out.
Yeah, it was just like a.
And it's a great meme. It's a great meme.
He checked it. He checked out, bro.
Yeah.
What's up,
It,
y'all?
it was.
Great gif. it's great.
It's your typical teenager, typical high school kid. Mom doesn't let you see your girlfriend. You try to rebel. What do? Sneak out the window.
Mom killed his girlfriend. Mom blew his girlfriend the fuck up.
Dude, she was
different times, bro. Different times.
I would have changed. He would died on the shitter. It was the best by like his midget son killing him. It was so funny.
So Tywin's one of my favorite characters. I know that's crazy.
Okay, there you go.
That's S tier for me. I know the last season, you know, everyone can go.
He get burned alive again, right?
He got burned alive.
Yeah, awesome.
A crown for a king.
A crown for a king. It was awesome to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say?
Oh,
I thought it was the one with Sam's.
No, that was Gilly. She lived. This is the one. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I accept. I accept her death.
I'll accept it. I don't think it was.
It died awesomely. I will say that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But yeah, like I said, I mean, this was Admittedly, I got into it after that. I think I got into it. Dude, I actually think I got into it like after.
You know, side
Dude,
characters I didn't even know.
Dude, I've read the books. I've watched. I got, you know, the storyboards. My girlfriend painted me this. And I'm probably gonna watch a few of them. Not gonna lie, because I'm excited. I have some strong opinions.
I forget.
I think it's gonna be some, you know.
I'm pretty far removed. Like literally, when the movie started to come out, I stopped reading comics altogether. So it's fun. So